Good evening, everyone. We made it. We survived the weekend. Well, at least I hope we did. Let's see here. Looks like we still got a few people rolling in. That's all right. No problem. Hope everyone's doing all right this weekend. My weekend was busy. Be honest with you, I never went to bed last night. That's on my to-do list for pretty much after stream. Hopefully the stream's working here. There you are, Luna. Hey, good to see you, Luna. Glad you can make it. Do remember, by the way, give us a thumbs up, like the stream. That way YouTube will show more people. Helps the channel out a lot so we can reach all the seekers out there. Big help. We'd appreciate it. Noctis, hello, good to see you. Wasabi, good to see you. And Bestest Wolf, welcome. Glad y'all can make it tonight. So if I seem a little out of it, that's why. I haven't slept. We had that's a nice way to put it. We'll call it we had a tragedy in the family that needed to be taken care of ASAP. That's the nice way to put it. Mysterious, good evening to you as well. On a happy note, though, I got me a new thermal carafe for the desk. Just got a newer one because the other one was starting to leak a little bit. Of course, this now means I have two of them, so I can load coffee before I run out. Always a good thing. Oh, Tara, thank you. It was a friend of the family, but to me, that's still family. And the friend's the one that had the loss, and they came to me for assistance. So we've been dealing with that, but it's all good. We'll handle it. That's what friends do, right? Animal Man, good to see you. Thank you, everyone. That is sweet. And I'll pass it on as well. So yeah, it's been a hectic and busy weekend, but that is okay because we're going to have some coffee hour discussions here. Hopefully, answer some questions, have a few laughs. Hopefully, not fall asleep on camera. That'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it? And then I'll worry about sleep later. See you, Jedi Master. Hello, good evening. Got my coffee. Busy Friday. Sorry I missed. We'll watch the recap and have my runes carved, stained, and blooding. Great rune class. I have my cards and learning how to apply the runes. Awesome, Jedi Master. That is awesome. And thank you for the compliment on the rune class. We do have more videos on that class coming. We are not finished with it by no means. I'm glad you're finding it useful. A12, welcome. Austin Tickner, I just started practicing Arcane Sight, but I'm having a little trouble with it. Any suggestions? Oof, that's a... if you're talking about the online Arcane Sight class, lean into the exercises as best you can, and remember that you may not see it visually with your eyes. You may be seeing it within your mind's eye. Other than that, it's going to take work. It takes time. Wizard Warrior, good to see you, man. Unity Gaming, welcome back. Peachy, there you are. No, don't spam Drake with your love and support. I get it. I appreciate it. But let's not overload the chat channel. I have enough trouble keeping up with it. I do appreciate it all. Y'all, I really do. Vital Star. Hey, Drake can only stay for 1 hour. I'm in the middle of the dragon class. I'm slow and older, 60. Hey, you know what? Take your time. Believe it or not, I actually have a few students that I've trained over the years in your bracket. And you know what? Take your time, enjoy the class, and you'll do just fine. You'll do just fine. And if you can only stay here an hour, well, we usually only run for an hour, so you got that covered too. And I am very glad you're enjoying the class too. Mugs up to you, mate. Luna, can I spam with coffee? And say, hey, there you go. Spam me with coffee. Tony Villeman, I would like to suggest for Austin to start trying 5 minutes at a time and do your best like Drake advised me for the arcane class. Yeah, I mean, yeah, breaking it up into 5 minute periods and trying to hold a visualization for 5 minutes is a good way to build up. Tony is correct. Thanks for reminding me of that one, Tony. Wasabi, got a new puppy. Awesome. Chris, good to see you as well. KRY, welcome. And Jedi Master, don't forget to give us the thumbs up. Yes, people, give us the thumbs up. It helps us out a lot here. So, many of my Patreon members have noticed that we're ramping up announcements, getting ready for some stuff to hopefully launch in the next couple of months. We are also looking at adding to the merch store. Someone actually suggested ball caps and T-shirts that are motivationally minded, and they pitched an idea I really liked. It was about self-mastery, and they said bullet point some of the key things to work on with self-mastery. They said you're always, hammering into our heads that self-mastery concept, and they think that would be a great addition to the merch store. I'm going to take the hammering as a compliment because it almost makes it sound like I'm nagging. But I really like that idea. Something slightly motivational style, metaphysical and motivational style stuff to add to the merch store. I think that's a really great idea. So we're going to see about doing some of those coming up soon too. Chris wanted to ask about the arcane senses. I tried and felt like I was relaxing too much, and my body felt like it was vibrating or falling and made me nervous. I have a fear of falling when I'm awake, but love to fly in my dreams. Well, Chris, that can be a tricky one because oftentimes your arcane senses will expand outward, so it does create kind of a motion sensation. Because you use your arcane senses, for example, for astral travel, so you would be moving. So yeah, that whole falling, flying sensation can actually be a part of that. It's one of those things you kind of have to get used to the sensation. Almost like when you first drive a car, the car feels alien to you. You don't really know how to handle it. You just don't feel right there. And it takes time and practice, but eventually it's second nature to you and you don't even think about it. If that makes sense, Chris. Okay, we got 24 people in here, and it says we only got 9 likes. So let's get those thumbs ups, people. Let's hit that thumbs up button. Get it up there. So YouTube will show this to more people and get it out to all the people seeking this information. Because even the live streams help us with, getting the other videos out there too. Let's see, Violet Star. I love your goetic ones too. A Gary's appeared in the astral dream 2 nights before your YouTube by a giant crocodile. Unmistakable. Hey, Gary's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I've really enjoyed starting the Goetic series. I've gotten to work with those spirits quite a bit in the past, but it has been a while since I've worked with some of them. Some of them I've continued to work with pretty regularly, but they're also probably one of the largest collections of spirits that is most popular or well known. And we get so many questions about it. It's just been one of those where it's like great to go back and touch base with these entities that I, for my part, would call friend and really enjoy working with. And it's also great to see other people who are enjoying those videos so much and even looking forward to reaching out and working with them and hopefully building a friendship with them. Let's see. Luna said, just add Freya smacking us with a shield and yelling, do better. You know what? That would be a fun one to do. That really would, Luna. I'm not even lying. That would be pretty cool. Might have to talk to Freya with how to phrase it if I do it in dialogue. And if I want an image, I might have to talk to an artist. We'll see. Telling a good idea about the shirt. I've always loved to hear about self-mastery on this channel. All right. Well, we'll definitely get to work on that because I don't know. It never crossed my mind, but people love shirts like that. And self-mastery, that is probably one of the cornerstones of this channel. I think we do push that pretty heavily because it's all about, mastering your life and manifesting the life you want. And self-mastery is exactly how that's done. So I think I'm going to have to go back and thank them again. I thanked them once for the idea, but I want to go back and thank them again. Jade, glad you can make it. Jacob, good to see you. Hope you're doing all right down there, avoiding the storms. Bestest Wolf, oh, I'd love to see those self-mastery on shirts. Well, I'll get to work on it, and I will let you all know as soon as we get it up and ready and the different designs. We're looking at putting it on more than one style of shirt too if we do it. Chris, it does. Thank you. I appreciate your advice. I'll have to practice more. Yeah, believe me, there's a lot of times I wish some of this stuff would come a lot easier because I know people don't like to hear it's like just takes more practice, got to put more time into it. I know that frustrated me when I was starting out. Never liked that response. But, well, it's the honest response. And got to be honest, don't you? Let's see, Tara. A long time ago, the Goetic spirits scared me because they were demons, but now they just intrigue me. Well, the big thing is you got to understand they're entities. They're not necessarily demons in the Christian sense of the word demon. Many of the so-called demons throughout literary history were actually just spirits, entities, or even worshipped as deities at one point. In modern terms, you could just say they got a bad publicist. So the definition around them changed, but the entity itself didn't. So they do got a bad rap, unfortunately. And that's one of the things I hope comes from that particular playlist is people learn to approach them as an entity and meet them as an individual, not just approach them with a predetermined bias or fear. Grammar is one of the spirits within the Goetia, Jacob. Don't remember its numeric order in the Goetia right off the top of my head. Wizard Warrior, what do I think about meditations that involve movement? I love them. I love them. As anyone who's took my meditation course over at the school will find out, I absolutely love movement meditation. In fact, I've made jokes amongst friends that men, we are inclined for movement meditation. Don't believe me? How many of you go to the garage, work on your car or your motorbike, or tinker with something to de-stress? Huh? Raise your hand. Y'all know we do it. We're a bunch of grease monkeys. The only other thing we know how to do is go light a fire and stare at it. Well, or go fishing. But then you're still doing it. You're not thinking. You're just, you know what I mean? But no, I love movement meditation, and actually I use it daily in my life. I know I'm going to surprise you here. You won't believe this. I hate doing dishes. Despise it. Loathe entirely. However, I do use dishes and stuff like that as an opportunity for meditation because I zone out. I get into that meditative groove. My muscles know how to do dishes. I don't have to think about it. I go through the motions. I do the dishes and I knock out some meditation time and de-stress. And it is an amazing way to get through something that's a daily chore that I don't want to do while making it benefit me. I love movement meditation for stuff like that. Volstar, yes, actually, we do plan to do all 72 of the Goetic spirits in that particular series. And we are actually planning to go in order. That way we just don't get mixed up on where we are. But we are going to be doing all 72 of the spirits. I often hear more nice things about entities talked about here. It makes me curious about not nice entities out there that thrive on wanting to cause us harm. Interesting thing, most of the entities, honestly, don't really want to harm you. If harm comes, it's because of something you asked them to alter that they did and you didn't think it through. Most of the entities that actually just want to harm a person are actually human spirits. A human who's a dick in life will be a dick in the dead. And those are actually more what most of your harmful entities, such things, come from as human spirits. You also do, of course, have egregores and thought forms that are created unintentionally that can cause harm. And then you have emotional interferences such as poltergeist activity, all of which are not entities that would register at the classical concepts of demons, if that makes sense. See, Chris, I try to use my art as meditation. If I'm right, that yeah, that would be a great one, actually. I don't know that I could do art, but then I'm not really an artsy person. Anytime I do anything art-wise, I have to focus on it. Though I have been wanting to do an experiment where I get into my movement meditation mind frame and just try to put some paint to canvas and see what the crap comes out. You know what I mean? So I'd basically zone out, put paint to canvas, and see what kind of abstract mess I make. Could be very fun. Could be very interesting to see how that plays out. I just haven't been able to get out and get the materials I need. Once I get out and get the materials, we're going to give that a try. And I may even film that and do a video on it just to see how it goes. Or, heck, we may make it part of the vlog we discussed Friday. Really looking forward to getting that fired up and started, so may make it part of that. Anubis, good to see you. Bernaldus, welcome. Let's see. I would love to see you do art. It ain't pretty, Tara. It ain't. I can't draw a stick figure. I really can't. There's a reason I hire artists. Well, Star, how old were you when you were called to Magic/Dragon Magic? Magic, 1920-ish, I think. Dragon Magic would have been maybe a year or two later, if that. It all just kind of cascaded at once on me. I'd have to look at my journals to get the exact bracket. I mean, if I wanted to be safe, I could say the whole thing kicked off sometime between 20 and 25. That would be the safe bracket. So it's been a while. It has. but it's been a lovely journey, and I've absolutely loved it. Um, and the dragons were really the first one I dived in hard with. So they've been with me for the bulk of my journey. I mean, the first part was, just general understanding of magic, and actually got started in Wicca. And part of it was I was having a spiritual religious crisis of conscience, which many of you have heard me talk about on here because I'm not a spiritual or religious person these days, but I did grow up in the church. Um, and many of the teachings rang true, but at the same time, many of the teachings just didn't seem to fit. And I'm more of a scientific minded person. So one singular religion or path never quite clicked and always gave me issues. Um, the dragons actually gave me a path of magic where I could apply my scientific mind and research and make progress. And that really was what helped turn my life around, really. So, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. That's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about sharing this information. Because when I first started, it was back in the hollers of Kentucky. Bookstores, sure, we had them, but metaphysical books, those were still hard to find. Um, so, yeah, making sure the information's out there available for those seekers to gain that mastery of their life and to start those manifestations. That's really important to me. That's also one of the reasons I enjoy these live streams, because it allows that human connection there. Let's see, H12. I saw you said Agares is the ruler of 31 legions. How many legions does Jehovah have? Other deities, how many legions do they have? Those legions are particularly unrecorded, actually. And it also depends on how you view it. Because most of your deities don't claim legions. But then again, it's the terminology of the Goetia there, A12. You got to understand that as well. So, like, Odin has his Einheljar, and Freya has Einheljar and Valkyries. Of course, Odin has a few Valkyries as well, so the numbers just kind of flip-flop on those two. And of course, the goddess Hel herself has her entire realm of the dead. But not all entities count that. The Goetia was originally written in a time of Solomonic magic, and especially the Roman legions is where the term legions come from. And it was a form of interpretation of lesser spirits underneath them. And there's many of these entities that have those numbers associated to them. You could actually find they have a lot more than the number originally assigned. Sophia, good to see you. Oh, I know it's a skill. I know you can learn it, but I took the time to learn it. So, I mean, it's just, I've had other skills I've chose to learn, many of them in survival or bushcraft, and of course, magic. We all know how much time I put into that. So, yeah, it's just a skill I haven't actually had too much time to learn. I've been working a bit on cartography, kind of drawing fantasy maps and whatnot. But that's more of a hobby because I occasionally get into some D&D games with friends to kick back and relax. So that's kind of a little fun thing to do maps for that. Let's see, Violator, cool. You've already changed my world in magnificent ways. Awesome, man. I am so happy to hear that. I really am. Appreciate it very much. That's a wonderful compliment. Thanks, man. And I am honored to be able to help. Art here makes me want to get a sketchbook and try to doodle. There you go, Tara. Grab you a sketchbook. Grab you a sketchbook. Let's see, Jedi Master. Also started with Wicca. Didn't feel anything until I found Dragon Magic, and it just felt like a missing puzzle piece. I can relate to that, Jedi Master. I really can. And that's the reason when I talk about it, I say we all have our own path. I try to teach a basic framework of magic. It's true, I teach dragon magic. But if you look at like the Magickal Basics playlist, I teach magic from a scientific perspective so you can have a framework on how it functions and find whatever your path is for you and take that framework and make it work for you and follow your path and find that missing piece, that thing that just makes you feel right to you. And I think that's one of the wonderful things about magic is it is so versatile like that. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, Luna, I don't think I've seen this question before, but how would you start ancestral work? Any advice? I would start with meditation and trance on an ancestor. Start with the ancestors and work with them a little bit, get that going, get an understanding of what ancestral work's going to feel like. And then if there is an entity or deity you already work with that deals with ancestors or those who have passed on, that is a perfect way to transition and move back through there. In your case, Luna, I know you work with Freya. So Freya being the Seed Master, she is a great one for ancestor work. She can definitely help you go further back past the ancestors you already know. See, I doodle at least once a day. Sophia. Let's see. Sophia, you got a bunch of letters that looks like a cat walked on the thing. Let's see, Barbara. Yesterday I was driving and listening again to Working Dragon Mystic Part 1, which I love. Believe it or not, I drove by a house that had a giant blown up dragon in the front yard. Oh, that is freaking awesome, Barbara. That really is. That is really awesome. And honestly, I'm glad you listened to me while you drive. That's pretty cool. That is cool. It's one reason I like the fact that I've done the video formatting, because it is something that can be a bit passively done too, like that. Let's see, Little Earth Dragon, welcome. Glad you can make it. Yeah, I know, right? Everybody, which we do have an image section of the Discord. So if you are in the Discord, you can definitely share your artwork there. I'd love to see it. You all always do amazing art. It's one of the reasons, like at October and Yule, we did the art mug contest, which reminds me, believe it or not, there is some Yule mugs left. If y'all didn't pick up the limited edition Yule mug, there is some of those left. See, Eliz, hey, Drake, can the dragons help with ancestor work? Yes, they can. They actually can. Your guardian and your co-magician are fantastic at helping with ancestor work as well. Those are the two I would start with. The first four rulers. Depends on the angle. You have to consider the angle with the first four rulers. From strictly knowledge standpoint, I would recommend Zephyrsil. From strictly a knowledge standpoint, he can actually help you learn about your ancestors and connect with them on an intellectual level. Emotional definitely would be Coralegra. To try and build a more energetic connection, whatnot, I'd probably go with Ingus. And then on the earthly side of, your ancestors, your lives on Earth and all that, go with Terrafauna. But as a general overall, just easiest to function, your guardian, your co's, are great for connecting with your ancestors. Let's see, Chris, I've used to draw traditional and then Went to digital. I still go back and forth. Sometimes keeps me interested. I wanted to do animation and played with it, but it's not easy. I've attempted to draw things digitally. My drawings get even worse, so I can imagine these people who draw things digitally. It amazes me. And yeah, animation's a lot of work. I've seen people who do that, and that just boggles my mind. People, it really does. It's an amazing thing to learn. But I don't blame you for going back and forth, Chris. I really don't. Oh, okay, okay. See, Sophia, I get it. I get it. I keep forgetting you're Brazilian. Y'all just good old friends of me. But that makes a lot of sense. Listen when I cook. All right, now we're talking. Now you're talking my language. You really are. I always have music or an audiobook or something going when I'm cooking. Which, with the vlog starting and that whole fasting experiment getting ready to kick off, I'm going to miss cooking. I really am. And that's how you do it, Chris. You challenge yourself and push yourself to reach goals. That's the ticket right there. Let's see here. Earth Dragon. Hey, I remember in one of your streams, there was a mention of dragons belonging to different areas. I thought about leaving something at the beach for water dragons. Would I be able to give offerings? Yeah, I mean, you can do that. Dragons don't require offerings. Think of it more instead of an offering as a gift. Um, but yeah, you could definitely do that. And dragons do enjoy their gifts. They like anything shiny, food related. Well, crap, they like anything. You could actually walk on the beach and find some seashells and charge those with an energetic offering and actually cast those onto the beach or into the ocean. That way, you don't even have to leave anything extra on the beach. Is a great way to do offerings. Because remember, when you're leaving offerings in nature, you got to be mindful of what you're leaving. You got to realize it's going to be there. So always respect nature and the environment when you're leaving offerings out there. Let's see. Digital is a big leap from traditional. I will admit it's a challenge to do both. I have paint too, but little practice with painting physical paintings. But yes, try to challenge you. Try to use for magic. Sorry, I love giving knowledge on when other artists are around. Oh, no problem, no problem. Magical Coffee Hour. Well, actually, even researching ramblings has been a little laid back lately, but that's cool. That's why we're here. Have fun, talk, share some information. We cover magic. And honestly, artistic working in magic is fantastic. I have a painter who does a lot of rune magic in his painting, which is amazing. I've been trying to get him to come on and bring some of his paintings to show you all. So far, I keep losing that fight. I seem to have made friends with the shyest bunch of people when it comes to cameras. I'm starting to wonder if I have one friend that isn't afraid of a camera. A12, there's not a singular deity that you could actually state has a larger army than the others. You got to remember the multiverse is built on balance, and that balance is maintained at all times. So asking that, I mean, people get caught up in who's the most powerful deity, who's the most powerful demon, who's the most powerful angel, and the answer is there ain't one. It doesn't really work that way in the multiverse. Let's see, Anubis, how important is offensive magic in protecting yourself? Honestly, if you're talking about from other magical practitioners, not very. Because for the simple fact, contrary to a lot of people out there thinking people slinging curses and all this, it really ain't happening. 98 to 99% of all curses are self-inflicted. Literally self-inflicted. So I would say protection, banishing, and uncrossings, very helpful. But as far as offensive, not very important at all. I mean, that's not to say offensive or baneful magic doesn't have its position and its place. It is one of the harder categories to do, but it's also not really very useful. Let's see. Luna, that's the thing I want to try tinker with. Digital outlines in Sketch. Ooh, neat, Luna. We definitely have some artsy people around here. That is really awesome. Tony, how do you self-inflict a curse? Well, usually happens because someone has a bad day and they start wondering if they're cursed, and then it just kind of spirals. And as you're doing that, you guys are actually energetically building up energy around that thought process. And you start having, it draws that negative energy into you. Look at the laws of magic. And since you constantly dwell on the thought of, are you cursed? That negative energy that you're drawing upon yourself actually manifests as the very curse you were worried about. You weren't cursed before, but now you are. It happens all the time. Tony, a simple uncrossing or banishing can work. So, like, look at the Dragon's Flame ritual. It cleanses, it protects, and it empowers. So, that cleansing aspect, if you're self cursed, you can focus all that cleansing energy into burning away and undoing the curse, which is fantastically useful. So, Halloween! Oh my God, dear, it's wonderful to see you. Glad you can make it. Let's see what we get here, Tara. We all do it, Tara. We all do it. We all do. I even end up doing it to myself. That's one reason I love the Dragon's Flame ritual so much, because that cleansing aspect of the ritual, at least once a week, I will focus on it specifically just because no one's perfect. I have my doubts day to day that can end up self cursing me. So, I always make sure to do something to keep me in order myself. Let's see here. See, Tony, did you say Dragon's Flame ritual? And do you have a video about it? Yes, there is a video, Tony, on the Dragon's Flame ritual. And yeah, it was Dragon's Flame ritual. Rest, any tips on working with Saturn? Yeah, be ready for change and don't complain about it when it comes. That's the tip. The biggest thing with Saturn that gets people in trouble is Saturn is a massive area of change. The energy is very transformative, drastically transformative. So people go poking around Saturn looking for little tiny changes. Saturn don't know how to do tiny. Saturn only does biggie sized, and oh my God, he ordered a planet. That's really all Saturn does. So when you work with Saturn, I love working with Saturn personally. I work with a lot of Saturnian spirits, but you do have to be ready for that change, because no amount of complaining, crying, or wishing that hadn't happened is going to help you. And that's what ends up happening. People get the changes, that energy starts moving through, and then they start regretting their decisions. So it's one of those things. Saturn's wonderful to work with. It's great for creating and manifesting the change, but you also have to be ready and willing to accept the change. And honestly, a lot of people come to Magick, they don't know how to accept change. And that'll get you in trouble in Magick, no matter how you roll it. Change is necessary. If you don't want change, don't study Magick. See what we got here. We all dig ourselves into holes, Chris. Don't worry about it. Remember, we're all going to fall down. We're all going to trip. We're all going to bust our faces wide open. We're all going to fall on our asses. We're all going to dig us holes and then wonder how we got down there. That is a guarantee. The question, and the important question, once we fall down, what do? What matters is how we get back up and keep moving and learn from that experience. That's what matters. Remember that. Sophia, there's no one that will judge ourselves more than you. Ain't kidding there. That's one of the reasons I don't like editing. I hate my voice. I've had so many people say I have a wonderful voice. I don't hear it, but I appreciate it. Oh, no problem, Chris. Like I said, we all do. I mean, I've been doing this whole magical gig for 20 years easy, and I can honestly look at my notes and look at my life and see all the wonderful things I've manifested and how blessed I am because of my path. But even at that point, I still have days of it's just, what the crap? How the hell do I get past this? And that's where, I have to take my breather. I have to ground. I have to get that center. And once my rational mind takes hold again, it's like, I know how to handle this. And I get back up, I dust myself off, and I get to work. Next thing you know, everything's right as rain again. It takes work, but you can do it. Yeah, rubber does not repel magic. Actually, rubber holds magic pretty well. Really well, actually. So I keep wandering over to TikTok, and one of these days I expect to find something useful. At least on the witch talk side of it. I will admit, the funny random videos on TikTok, I love those things. Those things are great. We got some people with great sense of humor over there. Let's see, Stuart Henry, which demon entity would I recommend? When you have a blockage that comes up, couple needs to be shifted. You know what? Give me a second. I know exactly. I want to make sure I get the name right. I know. Luckily, I have some notes here in front of me, so I'm wanting to say it's Valfor. I just got to double check it. Nope. Nope. It's folklore. Ha! I knew I'd mess it up. Folklore of the Goetia is a great one. Can utilize the winds and everything to remove blockages. Let's see. I want to draw dragons. Oni-chan, welcome. Glad you made it. Let's see what we got here. Sophia asks, how do you draw the emoji but don't actually transform it into an emoji actual face? Oh, Sophia, I have no idea on that one. Let's see. I was focused on writing my novel and didn't even realize what time it was. Understandable. Halloween, Andrew says your Kentucky accent is funny to him as a deep Southerner. He's still over from D&D. Well, tell Andrew the reason for that is my Kentucky accent is muddled and mudded about as bad as it can get because my accent is mixed from Kentucky to Louisiana. I grew up that whole stretch there. So, yeah, that's why it sounds a little funny and muddled there. So I totally understand why it probably sounds funny to him. Though I am kind of curious, Deep South, which part of the Deep South would he be accented from, if I may ask? Oh, if I start the experiment tomorrow, my meal plan's pretty much set, ain't it? Chris, sorry, drove us into the R. No, that's fine. I mean, we've covered a lot of different magical questions here too, so it's all good. Let's see. Oh, Mississippi boy. Oh, yeah, I love me Mississippi accent now. I really do. I really do. That's one of the reasons I love Morgan Freeman so much. He has that deep Mississippi accent. And then some of your best Southern Belle accents come out of Mississippi too. Let's see. It's a young urban fantasy novel about a teen shaman. Oh, Ona-chan, that actually sounds kind of nice. It really does. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, I'm actually planning a few books of my own. Granted, they're not going to be fantasy. They're going to be more focused on teaching magic. I think the first one we're going to attempt is going to be based around dragon magic. Because y'all know I'm not the best at putting words to type. That's one of the reasons I enjoy doing the video. But we do have a lot of people who's interested in this information in a book format. So wish me luck as we endeavor to do that. But we got to finish up with the Dragon Magic 102 course first. Which does remind me, if you want early updates, early access, and stuff like that, do remember we do actually have a Patreon channel. There should be a link below here where you can check out the Patreon itself and sign up for tier 1, 2, and 3, which, of course, I think they're $5, $10, and $15 individually. Each one gets all the perks of the previous tier all the way up to 3. So we got a lot of great stuff coming. We've been very, very busy. And 102, I am happy to say we have almost completed catching up on the shooting to the fact where the shooting is almost done. So avoiding any other technical difficulties, I am hoping to be able to announce a release date on 102 very, very soon. So keep your eyes out for that, definitely. And many of you keep asking about books that I recommend on different topics like evocation. There are actually links to the starter books I recommend on topics like that below, as well as the Temple of Witchcraft series, which I know it's more Wicked geared, but the way he breaks down magic in those 4 books, I actually find that to be a very useful series for practically anyone. I even tell my students, get those 4 books to keep in your research library. So all the links for all those books are below. I don't know how many people ever go down to the description section, but they are down there. I make sure they're in every video. And as I try to find more and more books that are going to be useful for that, we'll try and add to that description block. But we are also going to use the vlog that we're starting to also touch on some books as well to try and get more recommendations out that way. So we're trying to help and answer your questions as best we can over this time. Let's see what we got here. Yes, Vala Star, we are trying to get some dragon books out. Just got to clear up some work time on my plate in order to get started on it and try to get it all formatted, and then hope I have a good editor that makes me look good. Chris, I think you can do it. I think you can. Work with your meditation and your art, and I think you can do it. You'll find a lot more time to meditate and work with your art that way. Stuart, which incense do I use for best results? I'll be honest with you. I only buy Dragon's Blood incense. Any other incense that I ever get is usually a gift. I only buy Dragon's Blood because of its innate property to enhance magic. So it's kind of a catch-all incense that, and I'm lazy. So I tend to use it for all my rituals because of that reason. Sophia, already excited. Glad to hear it. Again, I know y'all's excited about the course, and it was supposed to be live at the anniversary of Dragon Magic 101, which we have just recently passed. I think we're maybe a few days out from it, so I do apologize for the delay. But losing those files did set us back some, and I do apologize for that. Wasabi Drake's make book. Shut up and take my money. Man, you all are great when it comes to support. I do appreciate you all. It is great. You all are amazing. Thank you. Mugs up to y'all. Question, would I be willing to endorse your book whenever it is published? I'd have to see it, Oni-chan. I once promised a mentor I would never endorse something until I seen it and saw its contents. Back then, when I originally promised, I didn't fully understand the wisdom in what he was telling me. But these days, I do, because there's people who has asked me to endorse things. When I take a closer look at it, I just can't do it. I'm not saying that's you. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's not you. But the promise does get in my way. And that's one of those things where having honor kind of, slows you down sometimes because you got to stick to it even when you're sure of something. But yeah, if you find a way for me to take a look at it and see it, I'll definitely take a look at it. And from what I know of you, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. Is that a fair way to state that, Oni-chan? Oni-chan, I'll send you a free copy through the mail. Well, I appreciate it. Just let me know when you get it ready, man. Keep me posted because I actually like your story idea. I like the concept of it a lot. So I would definitely be down for discussing that further. Almost the live off, but I wish you the best. Chantel, you take it easy. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's almost 5 till. We got to get ready to wrap up. So, yeah, you have a wonderful week, Chantel. Thank you for joining us. All right, everyone, we will get ready to wrap up here. So, quick rundown of what we got theoretically going this week. My spotting team for the fasting experiment, they've kind of come at me with a few more restrictions than I was originally hoping for because they're worried about me. And apparently asking them why they're worried about me and then saying they're paid to, it's like, okay, fine. But we've almost got the details hammered out. And the big thing is I'm hoping, my plan is to eat dinner tonight and just go ahead and start. And then I plan to shoot the first vlog to let you all know the exact rules of how it started and start testing out this vlog ideal and see how well we can make this work. And maybe even get it uploaded anywhere from like Monday or Wednesday-ish. So I'll try and let you be sure to remember to let you know when it's being recorded, not just when it's uploaded. And that way you all can come along with me for this little experiment as best we can. And then you can hopefully look forward to one vlog a week thereafter. So we're going to be increasing the content y'all are getting. But the vlogs, like I said, some of it's going to be metaphysical. Some of it may just be day-to-day life stuff. Just to kind of, I think it's kind of important to showcase that even as a practitioner, someone who people view as a professional practitioner, I think it's good to actually see my life can be kind of normal too. Or we could also vlog some of the shenanigans I get into. Yeah, that might be fun. So adding that little tiny piece of content, I think, is going to really help out answering questions that you all have, help us do some quick content and stuff. And I'm wanting the vlogs to kind of be a raw shoot, so not as much editing. And if it is editing, it's going to be cutting out something like major, like, I don't know, chair falling over, or like this purple curtain here, that's actually a doorway. So I've actually had friends come running naked through that door. So if I'm shooting when they come running through there, that's getting cut out. That kind of stuff. So, little things like that. That's generally what we got going on this week. And getting those things started up. As well as, I think the final round of shooting for 102 is happening this week. If I'm remembering correctly, and if everything gets shot, I think our final round of shooting for 102 is happening this week. So, exciting week. Very awesome week. All right, let's see here. Let's read through these real quick. Make sure I got everything before I say goodnight. Nice to be here. Thank you, Drake. And Lady of Course. Well, Star, glad you made it. Glad to have you. Thank you very much for being here. Oni-chan, good luck with the fast. Thank you. As a foodie, there's going to be truff. I love to cook. Stream not even quite done and already missing. Oh, Tara, that's so sweet. Chris, thank you for the advice in chats. No problem, Chris. That's why I love to do these. And if at any point I get a chance to see your art, by all means, please do. That would be amazing. Sophia, you have a great week too. The more you know, appreciate my man. Stuart, appreciate it. You too. Thank you for joining us. And I'll start by. Have a good evening. Let's see. Great week, everyone. Universal smile. Done. Leave us no. Good night, everyone. Have a lovely evening, Chris. More art friendly. Yep. Okay. Good night. All right, everyone. I will see you all Friday. We do have a video coming out Tuesday. Keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye on your notifications for the first of the vlog video series that will be popping up this week. I know a lot of you is excited about it. I know I'm excited about to see what this does for the channel. And as always, thank you for your support of the channel and helping us get this information out to all the seekers. And until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.